Hey everybody, this is Learn From Me, and today we'll be talking about grammar, an essential but often overlooked part of life and success. I can't promise you that you'll be entertained for the next few minutes, but I can promise you that afterwards you'll be able to flex your knowledge to all your friends. The focus for today's video is parts of speech. Did you know there was 8 of them? Because after this video, you will. To start this off, we have nouns. Now I'm sure you've heard of nouns before. There's a person, place, thing, or idea. If you're a little confused because you never heard a noun describes an idea before, don't worry. An idea is also considered to be an intangible thought. I got it wrong. Thank you. I have 7 more pages of this. If it's painful for you to watch 15 minutes of my video, trust me, it's even more painful for me to do an hour and 30 minutes of recording 7 whole pages. Hey everybody, this is Learn From Me, and today we'll be discussing grammar, an essential but often overlooked part of life and success. Now I can't promise you that you'll be entertained for the next few minutes, but I can promise you that afterwards you'll be able to flex all your new knowledge to all your friends. The focus of today's video is parts of speech. Did you know there was 8 of them? Because now, after this video, you will. To start this off, we have nouns. Now I'm sure you've heard of a noun before. It's a person, place, thing, or idea. If you're a little confused because you never heard a noun describing an idea before, an idea can also be considered an intangible thing. An idea can be a thought, belief, opinion, or plan, and is placed under the category of abstract noun. An abstract noun is a noun that is an idea, quality, or state, rather than a solid object. And to help you test your new knowledge, some examples. Ella travels to France and grabs a croissant. In this sentence, Ella, France, and croissant are the nouns. He grabs his backpack and lunch bag for school and meets up with his friend Joey. In this sentence, backpack, lunch bag, school, friend, and Joey are all nouns. It's your turn to practice, and this one's going to be a little bit more challenging. Robert told the truth and admitted it was his idea. What are the nouns in this sentence? I'll give you a minute, and if you need a little longer, just pause the video. You got it? If you got Robert, truth, and idea, you're correct. Remember, a noun is also an idea, so truth and idea can be considered nouns. Here's a little tip. Abstract and idea nouns include emotions like anger or happiness, and honesty and truth, love, strength, energy, life, nightmare, and dream, and so much more. But those are just some ideas to get you started. Nouns bring us into our next part of speech, pronouns. A pronoun takes the place of a noun, like Ella. For instance, some pronouns are I, she, he, you, they, and it. Here's some practice though. Mary went to the park and she went on the swings. She is the pronoun. It replaces the noun Mary. You can have this. You is the pronoun. I don't want to do that. I is the pronoun. They watch movies a lot. They is the pronoun. Here's a fun little note. When using a pronoun, the noun that was replaced is called an antecedent. It is not required that it go before starting and stating a pronoun, but for long, complex sentences, doing so would be helpful to clarify what the pronoun is replacing. For instance, Mary goes to the beach often. She loves swimming in the ocean. Mary is the antecedent. She is the pronoun. Next, we have adjectives. They modify a noun or make a noun more descriptive, clear, or interesting. Here are some examples. I reached for the blue pencil. Blue is the adjective here. It is a hot day. Hot is the adjective here. Can you find the adjectives? In the sentence, Mark lives in a beautiful house. Beautiful is the adjective here. Verbs, another common part of speech, is an action word that describes what the noun is doing. Here is an example. I biked around the park while my cat sat on the couch. Biked and sat are both verbs. Biked is describing what the pronoun I does, and sat is describing what the noun cat does. Some common verbs include go, say, make, have, be, get, do, know, see, and take. Our next part of speech goes hand in hand with verbs and is similar to adjectives. It is adverbs. Adverbs modify a verb, adjective, or another adverb. There is 5 types of adverbs you should learn today in this video. Adverbs of degree, frequency, manner, place, and time. An adverb of degree tells us the intensity of the adverb, verb, or adjective. There is low, medium, and high degree. For instance, in the sentence, there is simply not enough food on the table for everybody. Simply is the adverb here. Another common ones include hardly, somewhat, fairly, extremely, so, and nearly. Next, an adverb of frequency is an adverb that tells the readers how often the verb occurs. They typically come before a verb. For instance, I always sing in the shower. Always is the adverb of frequency here. Others include normally, usually, never, rarely, seldom, and sometimes. An adverb of manner is an adverb that tells us how a verb was carried out, and they usually come at the end of a sentence or clause, which a clause is a phrase that includes at least a subject and a verb. The most common ones usually end in ly. For instance, he folded the clothes neatly. Neatly is the adverb here. Other common ones are beautifully, patiently, carefully, happily, quickly, and well. Adverbs of place tell us where the verb was, and they typically come after the main verb. For instance, I searched everywhere around the house. Everywhere is the adverb. Others include nearby, inside, outside, above, below, nowhere, and around. Finally, adverbs of time tell us when the verb took place. Usually they fall in the beginning or end of a sentence. For instance, tomorrow I'm going shopping. Tomorrow is the adverb. I read the newspaper daily. Daily is the adverb here. Other ones include weekly, yearly, annually, monthly, recently, yearly, lately, and yesterday. Now it's your turn. I'll give you 3 sentences. You tell me what adverb it is and what is the adverb. Number 1, I occasionally will order pizza. Number 2, I've lived here for 3 years. Number 3, you went to the movies before. Do you have it? If you don't, just pause the video, but if you do, here are the answers. For the first one, occasionally is the adverb, and it's an adverb of frequency. For the second one, here is the adverb, and it's an adverb of place. For the third and last one, before is the adverb, and it's an adverb of time. The next part of speech is prepositions. Prepositions connect nouns or pronouns to the verbs or adjectives. Examples include with, on, in, over, towards, above, behind, in spite of, etc. An example of a preposition used in a sentence is, she went over the chair. Over is the preposition. Afterwards, we have conjunctions, which connect clauses or sentences. There are 4 main types of conjunctions: coordinating, correlative, subordinate, and adverbial. Firstly, coordinating conjunctions connect words, phrases, or clauses that are similar grammatically or of equal importance. Examples of coordinating conjunctions include for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. These coordinating conjunctions can be remembered with the acronym FANBOYS. A coordinating conjunction used in a sentence is, Lucy loves popcorn and Skittles. Next, there are correlative conjunctions, which come in pairs and link parts of a sentence together. Correlative conjunctions include as, both, and, not only and, but also, either and or, neither and nor, whether and or, just as and so, the and the. Now, remember, when using correlative conjunctions, you must always follow parallel construction. If you don't know, parallel construction is when you use the same pattern of words to show that 2 ideas have the same level of importance. An example of correlative conjunctions in a sentence is, Felix not only loves Chinese food, but also loves Thai food. However, Felix loves not only Chinese food but also loves Thai food does not work because it does not follow parallel construction. Next, we have subordinating conjunctions, which join one independent and one dependent clause. Subordinating conjunctions typically show a time, place, or cause and effect relationship. Unlike a coordinating conjunction, which connects clauses of equal importance, a subordinating conjunction makes one clause dependent on the other. Examples of subordinating conjunctions include because, since, although, unless, when, while, and as if. A sentence with a subordinating conjunction is, when I see you smile, I can face the world. And I'm excited because it's my birthday. Lastly, an adverbial conjunction or a conjunctive adverb is technically an adverb, but we have it included here because it is a connector like the other conjunctions. Examples include after all, besides, finally, however, nevertheless, then, and therefore. An adverbial conjunction used in a sentence is Robert is very good at public speaking, however, he hardly ever talks in school. When using adverbial conjunctions, you must have the main clause, then a semicolon, which if you don't know, looks like a little dot above a comma. Then you would have the conjunctive adverb, or the adverbial conjunction, a comma, and then the second main clause. Our last part of speech is interjections. Interjections are a way to convey extreme emotion or create an emphasis when talking. However, many times interjections need context to understand what they mean. For instance, the interjection hey can mean hello, that's great, or stop that, depending on context.